think people should go to the Positive Farmers Conference because farming is all about learning. We're always looking to get the extra maybe edge on a particular area that can improve how the farm performs in our business. So I think it's a great way of getting access to both the best practice in some of the areas of grass and cows, but maybe also business management, farm business management. So it's kind of a comprehensive conference. I think the 2015 conference was Colin Glass from Dairy Holdings. He spoke about the importance of share milking to the New Zealand to dairy holdings in New Zealand. For me, it was great to learn and see a business that places such importance in people. I think the Irish dairy industry now post-quota is going to really appreciate the potential of people in terms of their skill level to manage farms. I think that's going to become much more important, and I learned a lot from Colin.
I have a very simple reason for coming. I reboot, and I know now Reboot Ireland is going at the minute in this setting, but this conference is what I use to reboot just at the start of the calving season. The timing is ideal. I go home from here now with all the priorities back in place, and I'm focused on what we have to do for the next 3 months. And the next 3 months is what sets up my business for the year. So that's what I use it for.
It encompasses everything that every farmer could actually need.
So I'm delighted that next year the Positive Farmers Conference is going to focus on the theme of young people getting into the industry. It's something that I'm working on in Teagasc, something I'm very passionate about, and I think that it will be a great topic for both younger people interested in getting into farming, people in it looking to progress, and also current farmers who are maybe looking to employ people in the future and understand the importance of what they have to offer to a younger person.
It's like being plugged into the mains really, because there's a huge amount of energy in that room. But Positive Farmers is a great name for it because it is Positive Farmers, and I travel all over the UK and Ireland, and but those couple of days it's really buzzing and it's a positive attitude, and everybody's looking on the positive side of things and looking forward to what they can do and being proactive and to change their businesses and not just sitting there moaning about things that they can't change. So that's really important.
Just, I think, reinvigorate yourself that the decisions you're making on farming are the right decisions to make. I think yesterday's papers were all the basics of farming, and you had grass, breeding, soil fertility. You get the systems that they're simple and that anyone can do them, whether it be a student who comes onto your farm or a labour employee, that you can actually show them the systems. This is what I'm doing, this is what we need to do to get the results that we want to get. So it's just, I think, good before calving season starts and everyone just to come back and just to look at your own goals and know things you set for your own farm, that you can say, yes, these 2 or 3 things maybe I hadn't done last year where I can improve on next year. So I think it's just a continuing improvement and reassessment of where you are and where you need to be and where you need to go. So it's always a brilliant conference. New Zealand, UK farmers, and great discussion and new friends to be made as well. So it's all in all, I advise anyone that's looking at moving forward that it's definitely a great day or two out anyway. So.
I've been coming for about 14 years now, and I find it's a fantastic start to the new year to get focused before we get into the silly season with all the calving and the main workload starting up. I'm a farm consultant in England, and I've always been bringing groups of farmers out because we found we can get a far more focused view of what's meant to be happening on our businesses. It's been fantastic to talk to really good experts and plug into the various speakers that have been brought in from New Zealand and the likes.
It is such an invigorating environment that you cannot help but be enthused when you leave the conference. But I cannot encourage people enough to come.
The highlight for me personally was listening to Colin Glass from New Zealand. Excellent speaker. They always have a very good standard of speaker in the Positive Farmers Conference. And what they do, if they're a very good speaker, they don't just use them once, they use them several times, and so you get a real opportunity to get a feel for that person and also for their knowledge. You know, we take really good advantage of being able to understand the knowledge of these really top people.
The things that strike me about the conference is actually very family friendly. And I would encourage families, husbands and wives, sons and daughters, etc. to come, because it isn't a conference about who is right. It's a conference about what is good, what is best in the industry, and how many other conference that actually imparts as much business knowledge and insight to family businesses. your farm business into your family. And the thing that I find encouraging every year is that there's so many family business speakers come to speak at the conference.
And ask them lots of questions. That's the other good thing about the conference is you have plenty of time for questions, and lots of other conferences you don't. And so you really have the ability to be able to go away from that conference saying, I've got something out of it, and something practical that you can actually put into your business when you get older.
And we absolutely enjoy the Positive Farmers Conference. You learn an awful lot from the speakers, but there's the networking. So it's a great social, and you go back invigorised and ready for carrying.
It's a great start to the new year. We go through Christmas and the joys and set New Year's resolutions, and it isn't until I get to the Farmers Conference every year that I really test those and test what is it I want to do for myself and my business. And also just the meeting of minds and the meeting of friends, which is it's like an injection of positivity that keeps you going to the summer. It's great.
Involved in the farm, it's a must come to, as far as I'm concerned, because you're then more involved. There's nothing like first-hand experience.
Because it's 2 days, you get the opportunity to network with a huge amount of positive people in the bar and things like that, and you know it's easy to be flippant about that and think that it's just fun. But there's a lot of good information and friendships and mentoring and all sorts of things that goes on in that. And I think it's very important for couples to be there as well, because that happens for the women as well. And so it's very important that the whole family really come along and get the benefits of this, because then you can implement that in your business very effectively if you're all singing from the same hymn sheet and understanding what you're trying to do.
I know I should be talking about the speakers at this point, but actually the meal and the opportunity to sit and have a decent, lengthy conversation with people and get to know people. And because there were so many other counties and countries there, it was a wonderful opportunity. I was speaking to people from Italy and the UK and Ireland. It was great.
Into farming is my big thing really, because I work with farmers throughout the UK and Ireland on succession. And I think it's really important. I've come across so many young people who want to go at it, and maybe they haven't got the opportunity to do the family farm, or there's difficulties there, and it's really important to focus on those young people and encourage them to do that. But also for the older generation to understand what you need to do to be able to encourage people into the industry, and whether it's their family or somebody else. And so yeah, I'm really supportive of that. I think it'll be a really good conference. And give the young people confidence, show them a pathway into the business, give them good business skills, or at least signpost them to where they can go to gain the skills to become good farmers.
Your network is your network. And I interviewed Mike Murphy years ago for a thesis that I was doing on leadership, and Mike said that one of his greatest learnings was to learn to network upwards as well as networking with your peers. And once he learned to do that, how he says it is, put yourself in the way of conversation with someone you admire. And it's probably the advice that I've taken on more strongly than anything else. And apart from developing one's confidence, because you have to put yourself in front of people and account for yourself, it really challenges you to look at what's best. How can I learn from the best, and who are role models that I'm serving?
You cannot, we have an industry that is going through a very, very dynamic stage, and we want to do everything we can to help facilitate spark, enthusiasm, new ideas that young people bring to the industry. And how do we do that without alienating the older generation or making them feel that they're past their best? And as a person who's entering into the older generation, I understand that. But I think it's a hugely positive thing. We have a great industry, a great future in this industry. We need to share it, and it's up to us to do that.